guys, just want to stop at a boulangerie and have a quick cup of coffee. It's a little bit chilly on the way in, very misty, got below -2. But I'm just going to be off to this waterfall soon and see if I can get some nice pictures there. Merci, au revoir. So I've got to find a way across here. You see that? Because I want to be over there. So see what we got. I think we can get across. Size of that boot, that's definitely Bigfoot. So this is a lovely scene, as you can see. It's beautiful, and I've already taken my shots now because the sun's coming up and this area is getting a bit too bright now. You're getting too high spots. My polarizer is good enough. So the focal length of the lens, well, it's basically the distance of the optical sensor of the lens from the sensor of the camera. So when you say 28mm specific to this lens, it's just 28mm from the sensor to the optical sensor of the lens. So what that does then as well is every time you increase your distance, you reduce the angle of view of the lens. Also, it pulls in the furthest point closer, so you're compressing the shot as well. Now you can use that technique if you're doing a landscape where you've got mountain range in the distance and you want to bring them further and compress the shot a little bit more, and then you can get some better detail in the far distance there. With a wide angle shot, it seems quite far away for the lens and you can see the effects of it. So if I turn now, you can see the camera, make sure you've got a good view. So that's 28mm. And when you go to 35mm, you're bringing the furthest point closer to you. You're narrowing the view, 50mm and 70mm, you see? So that's basically your focal length. I think I've got what I need here now, so I'm not going to muck about too long here. I'm just going to do some drone shots and see if I can get my drone up. It'll be fun. that wasn't a smart thing to do, was it? So, got the drone home, put it near a heater for 2 hours, and dried it out, tested it again, and thankfully it worked. So I was worried about losing a £2,000 drone, but no, it works fine. So this drone here, this Mavic 3 Classic, is one durable drone. I'm really pleased about it. It got wet and it still works, so pleased about that, and I would recommend that for anyone. I think I wouldn't say the optical avoidance was faulty on it at all. I think the glass is just too thin for any optical avoidance, any sensors to pick those up. It was just a little bit stupid of me to try and use that technique in that environment, to be honest with you. I just wasn't thinking. So that's one lesson learned for you guys, not to do that in that environment, really. But getting back to the subject in hand regarding the focal distance of lenses, and the thing I didn't touch on when I was out on site is the effects have on different angles with your lens. You know, if you go to wider angles, what you'll get is more distortion in the image. For instance, if you're taking a picture of a portrait of someone, maybe it's a wedding you're doing, then obviously you don't want to go wide angle because you'll create too much distortion in the subject and make them look wider. So the bride may not appreciate that. And again, if it's too long a distance, then you could make them too thin as well, distorting the opposite way. So it's striking that balance into what you want to achieve in your image. So I think for portraits, 85 to 135 is a good range for portraits, and keeping that distance away from the subject and proportion, you'll get a wonderful shot with that. But just be mindful of what you're trying to achieve and how much distortion you'll get in your image when you go different angles, when you go wide or narrow. It's just something to consider. But that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please press subscribe, it really helps the channel, and press the like and ring the bell and all those wonderful things. If you have any comments, just put them in the comment box and I'll be glad to read them and respond as necessary. But have a good week and see you next week on the next adventure. Take care.